Of course.
Record here, and we're gonna go live here, and we are live, and
Yes.
we are with our adopted son Justin Jones, actor extraordinaire. The man wears many hats, very talented, and always makes us laugh. And our son's roommate. That's why you are our adopted son as well, our son Harris,
Yes.
those listening. And from the first moment Marla and I and our family came to meet you in California with Harrison, it was instant family, and grateful
Yeah.
for what Harrison saw in you that we were able to see in you as well. And basically what we're saying is you're stuck with us, and that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
family's all about. So Justin Jones, this is the
Yes.
world, this is Justin Jones.
Well, world, hello. Hello, hello. Pleased to meet all of you.
Exactly. And we
Yeah.
can't wait for you to share your journey, your story, how
Sure.
you've received the intention stick and how it's impacted your lives and the others that you've gifted it to. And Marla and I, when we get together, we can talk for 9 hours. This is about you,
Yeah.
your story, and yeah, go for it, my friend.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning. No.
Well, good.
um, so when I met Harrison, we both went to ASU. We both went to the film school, went through all of that. And I met Harrison, and it was kind of an instant friendship. And, in school, it's kind of in classes, it's a little bit out of classes. And then we got the opportunity to do a lot of films together. Um, and I briefly got to kind of meet you guys a little bit, but once again, like you said, once we got to California, it was like the real actual meeting. And I was like, oh, second family. Great. Great.
Absolutely.
But it's the idea of the tension stick for me, in the way that I view it, and I put it together. It's an idea that I've sort of been living with in my life, that has kind of brought it into one, almost like momentum, so that when I look at it or I feel it or whatever it is, I know that it's like it's hard to describe, but it's like a trigger into setting how I want to do what I want to do.
Mm.
Everything from, if I'm wanting to cook a meal and I say, okay, I have this intention on this, versus how I want to use this in my life. How do I want to project this out to multiple people? Because it's such a great idea, and it's such a perfect way of having something that can be that trigger for people, can be that inspiration for people. And the ones that I keep in my thing, I have health, because I think that's a very important thing. You've certainly seen me with my shirt off. I love to go into the health department. Happiness, because I think if you're not smiling, what it's all about. And then success, because I'm very driven, as is Harrison, towards what our goals are. But kind of my I guess my journey in my life definitely had some early setbacks in the beginning part of my life. I was born with club feet, so my feet were completely turned in. Ended up having to get 3 different operations done, where they take each bone in the foot, cut it, reset it, and then I had casts on my legs for 9 years. So coming from my parents, who, my mom was an incredible dancer, my dad sports all his life. Even now, he's currently just got a shoulder surgery done for the 4th time. It's a replacement, but as soon as he's available, he's going to be out playing golf and fishing.
Love
So,
it. Love it.
So it was kind of a rough start in the beginning of my life, and it was always that idea of what can I do? How can I make the best out of the situation that I'm in? I was very lucky in the fact that once kind of those 9 years had passed, and gone through the casts off my feet that I actually was able to do basically anything. There were still setbacks in terms of running for a lot of reasons because pain would kick in and different things like that. But it was I was lucky enough that my family was very mind oriented, where if you truly bring your mind into what you're doing, that you can do anything. Which I think is something that really, for me at least, ties in with the intention sticks. You put your idea in, you put it in what it is that you want, and it puts it into the universe, and it comes back, and you do exactly what you want to do. But that was definitely the hard part of my life in terms of how do I, all the kids are running around, everyone's doing different things, and it was, can I get my shoes over my cast so I can walk out and do stuff and then move forward from there. So that's definitely one of the reasons why like health is something that I always will keep in my intention stick.
You don't take it for granted.
Yeah, you definitely don't take it for granted. I mean, and a lot of people do in so many different ways. And even myself, I take a lot of, I don't have any allergies. I don't have any gluten, intolerances or lactose. I can eat basically whatever I want. And I'm very lucky enough that even if I eat a bunch of junk food, I don't get fat. So everyone hates me for it. But I take those things for granted sometimes, and I have to reel it back in and go, look, what am I, in terms of that, what am I putting in my body? What intention do I have? Do I want to just let it be and just see how it works out? Or do I want to get involved in it? Do I want to push it? Do I want to actually move that forward? And it's just it's kind of that mindset, that idea. I love the fact that this narrows it in, because you can put, as you can put however many you want to put in there, at least it'll fit.
Your head may explode,
and your head may explode, yeah. But it's such a great way to kind of keep your basics, keep yourself centered, and know what it is that you want to do. But my mindset's always been kind of towards that, and it's always kind of here, but having something that is a little bit more centered, having one piece that you can trigger it, it comes in, and it's really it's such a great thing to have. I absolutely love it. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
But it's so that's kind of the journey. Now it's a lot more work oriented, just because Harris and I, we have a company together, roommates, company,
it's amazing.
Probably lovers one day, who knows?
Share the same girlfriend.
But exactly. My dad.
That though.
My dad was up here before his surgery, so we wanted to play some golf, and Harrison and my girlfriend Angela went out to the lake and kind of explored a little bit, and my dad came back and he goes, "So you just gave him a pass?" And I said, "Yeah, I gave him a lake pass. It's fine."
That's great.
Awesome.
That's family.
Yeah.
It's all good. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Real brother.
Exactly.
Real brotherhood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I want to touch on what you said, and
yeah, definitely.
Wow, just the gratitude that you were sharing about your health, right? That your journey in life started off that, you didn't look at it, why did this happen to me, right? It happened for you, and those lessons. And even as a little kid, as what Marla and I talk about every day, we have to remember that everything happens for us, right? It
does.
And sometimes
Truly.
we can think that these things are very hard to receive, a gift, a lesson, what happened with your feet, of course, but it brought you, of course, down the journey, right? Next place in your life, but it made you who you are, and you never forgot how blessed you were. The gratitude that you do have your health, or you you can't eat, or right, you didn't look at it, oh my goodness, this was blah blah blah. You chose to take that and even become more, should I say, strengthened because of that, right?
Truly. Yeah,
Such a
absolutely.
gift, but it allowed you on your journey to remind yourself really how blessed you are, and truly
Oh, yeah.
and that's such a beautiful lesson. And Marla and I say, if we could just remember how much we have, not
Yeah.
what else do we need, but really
Right.
how much
And
we have.
that's a hard thing these days. I mean, if you look at Instagram, you look at different things that everybody looks at, they say, oh God, this person's on a private plane, this person has this person's, getting those. And it's sometimes you got to take a step back and just go, wait a minute, what do I have? What great things are around me that they might not even have, whatever it is. But how, I mean, I'm currently sitting up here in Tahoe. I'm sitting on my deck with my feet up, talking to some amazing people with an incredible river view. It's 70, just shy of 70 degrees. I mean, right now life is perfect.
Absolutely.
And you can look at it one way like that. You can also look at it and say, okay, well, there's a pandemic, there's protests, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the world right now, which isn't something to not think about,
Right.
to look into. But every once in a while, it's good to take that moment and just say, like you were just saying, what do you have? What do you have for you?
Right. And also a lot comes from an illusion, right? We're seeing things on Facebook or Instagram and wow, that looks cool. But it also could be, and I'm not saying it, and from us, there's no judgment, but it also could be facade. Just like someone saying, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Well, Marla and I say, well, if you have the miracle cure to I'm fine, we want it, because everyone else
That'd be great.
going through something, which is okay because we're human. But that facade, whether it's a picture on Instagram or Facebook or whatever that may be, we still never know what that person's going through. And it may be their way of reaching out, right, or asking for help. So again, we have to look at things a little differently. Why am I posting pictures of but maybe that person may be so empty inside or going through so much, or the pain that they're going through, but we say Superman or Wonder Woman. And we have to look at it differently and make sure we ask that person, how are you? Like, really, how are you? Not the facade, but stop and message someone. Like Marla and I say, text someone, make a phone call. Is everything okay? Because again, even though we're seeing glamour, blah, 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 they may be going through something so difficult, and you or I or anyone listening to this right now has the ability just to reach out and let them know you're there, and I'm here to listen. And I care. It's not, hi, how are you? And you say, oh, I'm horrible. Okay, great. Have a good day. Right. And you're on your way because you're so not focused on really, I'm not okay. So
truly,
Justin, wow, what a beautiful conversation to share in a time that's so needed with what we are witnessing, as you just brought up, the pandemic, the rioting, everything we're witnessing, because everyone is going through something, because everything is affecting everyone in the world, regardless where we are. But we have to stop and just, how are you, right? And
it's such an important thing, because you don't know until you know. That's, I mean, you can. I had a very rough period during my in college, because my mom passed away, and it was rough. It was really hard. I didn't do anything negative really to myself, but it was a shutdown. And so every once in a while, there was occasionally a person that reached out and just went, hey, how you doing? How's it are you, how's things going? Are you, just sort of checked in, and it just was that,
Mhm.
that room to breathe. And it's such an important thing to be able to check in, to be able to connect with people, because as humans, we need that. And
Right.
especially right now with quarantine, when people have been in quarantine, and right now it's, do we go out? Do we not? Is it rising? Is it, you know,
Yeah.
check in.
What do you
Absolutely.
what do you suggest to someone who wants to help someone else that may be in a situation that you were in with the loss of your mother?
Yeah.
What can someone do? What would you say to them or explain to somebody who wants to help someone else going through a grieving process who is unsure of really how to reach out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna be different for everyone. Everyone's gonna react differently. That's for sure. So the one thing, uh, it's it's always reach out, always. But what I've learned is I didn't necessarily want to respond to people like that. Sometimes it took a week, and I get back to them and be like, sorry for the late response. I just needed some time and to think about it. And, because sometimes that question of how are you is not that quick of an answer. The quick answer is, yeah, I'm good, I'm fine. That's natural. But the actual talking about how you're truly doing, and if somebody wants to listen to that, yeah, the person reaching out, number one, have patience, but always leave it up and just say, if it's sending a text or whatever it might be, just say, hey, checking in, want to see how you're doing. I know, blah, 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 whatever. Let's say if a family dies or something, I'm always there for you. You don't have to respond to me. But if you do, if you just want to yell, if you just want to scream, or if you want to talk, if you want to laugh,
Hmm.
let me know and I'll do whatever it is. Something along those lines. And it gives the person an opportunity to go, it's not the response of like, okay, here we go, here's the conversation. It's letting them react and feel however they want to feel, which is an important thing at that time, because otherwise you'll just close down and you'll get, brought into this different space.
Right.
I was very lucky enough to have a lot of people reach out continuously, other family and friends and stuff like that. And it was very helpful. And I didn't respond to everyone, to be honest. And I didn't respond immediately. Sometimes I did, but it was a way to help me get through it and know, okay, I'm not alone. I have other people. Everything's going to be okay.
Hmm.
That's so
That
good.
would be my recommendation.
That's amazing, and it's just validation again why we're having this call right now is, as
Yeah.
you know, Marla and I speak about just making sure that no one is alone right now, right? That we are all going through this together. And as we say, yes, the loss of a parent or a friend or someone from COVID or whatever it may be, is to
Yeah.
let this world know, as I know you and Harrison and Marla and I and our family are always here for one another, versus thinking, again, I'm going through this alone. And that's why, what just fills my heart, Justin, is that I know when you say those things, like when Marla and I say those things as well, message me, call me, text me, always there for you, right? To
Yeah.
just to listen, or just to say, how's everything right? Because when we can do that, it just may be that one thing that person needs in their day or in their life to let them understand they exist and they're loved and they matter. And I'm going to get through this obstacle or challenge or test that I'm going through, whatever that may be. But we're
Yeah.
going through it together. And this is what the Tree of Life is about, right? It's
Yeah.
unifying. When you're feeling something or going through something, Marla and I are feeling it, and vice versa. As Marla said earlier,
Yeah.
beautiful conversation, you are me and I am you, right? We're a part of this collective. And
Yeah.
we need to make sure we are there for one another and to uplift, to inspire, to help someone get through something challenging or difficult. And when
Yeah.
we can witness this, as we do every day, Wow, right? It fills us back up. It brings us that bliss, that happiness, because
Yeah.
not because you're asking for anything in return. That's not you. That's not us. But
Mm-mm.
it's watching that person fill up and they help someone else. That's the bliss. That's the joy that we're always
That's
in
it.
state of. It's not.
Yeah.
It's priceless. It's nothing will
But
ever.
that's one of the in terms like for acting, the first time I was on stage and I saw reactions from people from what I was doing. And that was in, middle school, and then in high school, and I could see, especially with live performances and stuff. Uh, and you watch how people soak in what is happening in that moment, and if something affects them, it's an incredible feeling. And when you get to, which is why one of the things I love is laughter, is humor, is comedy, is because you get to see people smile, they light up, and everything is just in that moment is amazing. It's such a great feeling, and to have that actually in real life, to have that move out into not just the theater, not just the movie screens, but in life. Even a simple, Harrison and I went on a great bike today down to the lake. Every person we passed by, we'd just give either a little this or a hello or whatever, and
Yes.
hello, everyone, they were just happy to be out, and it's just such a great feeling on a selfish level, but also just knowing that everyone else is having that same feeling. It's wonderful.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I love that, Justin, because same when Marla and I were going for a walk in the park, we always, regardless, hi, how are you? How's your
Yeah,
good morning? Just to let that other person know they exist. Because again, even though they may be walking or on a bike ride, they may be going again through some, and just that simple acknowledgement, the one of those or a
simple.
smile, it's
Yeah,
all they may need in that
Mhm.
in their life to really fill up. And this is
yeah,
as simple of that act of kindness is, it's bigger than we may ever know. And that's why we
yeah,
continue to do what we're doing. And I love it. I know, what do you want
yeah.
to add?
No, I think it's amazing. Your soul, you're just such a beautiful, beautiful man. And we are so
Well, thank you.
grateful that Harrison and you met, and that we're all in each other's lives now, because you just radiate of light and love, and we see you, and it's so powerful to watch your growth and how you live with intention, and everything you do, there's intention behind it. And that makes all the difference, because that's what ramps up passion in our life, right?
Mhm.
That's what ramps up
Yeah,
our purpose in our life, by setting your intention behind the wave, behind the salute, by passing by. Is your intention was to put out kindness and happiness and joy, to people that you pass by. You weren't
yeah,
doing it for any other reason.
Mm-mm.
But
yeah.
that's why it's so important, like you said, even if you're cooking a meal, to set your intention of what you want out of this meal,
Right.
the gratitude
Absolutely.
of the meal, the blessing of the meal behind it,
Yes.
the health of the meal behind it, the bringing of the oneness, the unity of sitting together with Harrison or Angela,
Yeah.
whoever it may be, that you get to sit together. There's just setting that intention behind every choice we make, makes that action that much more powerful.
Going back
Yes.
to the beginning of your conversation versus taking things for granted,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Just thankful every second of the day. And when we're in that state, always, wow. And
Yeah.
I love that you talked about your journey, and especially not through the younger childhoods, but through high school and your career and things of acting and things like this. How would you share with someone right now, maybe going on a similar journey, how the intention stick actually has helped you, or whether it's through acting or parts or things that you're trying out for, of course, right? How it's
Yeah.
you on
Well,
your
I mean, if you want to go specific with acting, everything you do in acting is an intention. If you break it down, any whatever it is, there's an intention behind what you do, especially in acting, especially in theater, because everything's very dramatic in theater. But uh, everything you do is an intention.
Right.
So that's literally the word that they use when you get taught in certain styles, pretty much every style, you have an intention behind every single thing that you do, every moment. And if you don't, you need to understand the script. Hopefully it's a script, but you need to understand the script and say, okay, why do I not have an intention here? What's the purpose? And that can then go towards the script, towards the writer, towards everything. If you're a director, what are we getting out of this? And that's also a great thing, because if you have a director, especially like Harrison, the way that we operate a lot of the time is we discuss, we talk, and it just is so much more collaborative, and it comes out so much better every time, because he might have an idea towards something that I didn't think of, or I might do a take and he goes, I didn't think that would be a thing of doing it this way. Let's work, but I mean, on a broader scale, in terms of your intentions, in terms of what you're doing, if you're going through school, if you're going through whatever, one thing I've been doing a lot of lately, I've been preaching it, is, especially when you're getting stressed, especially when you have something going on where it's like this moment right here, and that happens to everyone. It happens to me. I'm, all the time. It's Absolutely. I have this one thing that's going on. It's a big thing, and but take a step back. Take a little step back and just take a little look at the actual picture here. Take a little weight off your shoulders. Take a breath. Look at it and go, okay, what am I doing with this? And that can be as simple as writing a paper if you're in school. What am I doing with this paper? And it usually goes right to what the professor actually wants, so it really helps. What am I doing with this? I have a business meeting coming up. What is my intention towards doing this? If you can take that moment, take a step back, take a breath, and just say, why am I doing this? What result do I want? It makes things so much easier. And it's not easy to do. It takes a lot of practice. I'm still in the middle of practicing doing it, but it's something that I truly believe helps move whatever you're doing from A to B. Keeps it simple. And you can get crazy after that if you want to, and A part 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and break it down. However your mind works, it's great, but just sometimes keeping it a little bit simple, understanding what is the actual purpose. What are you doing? It can go from anything small to anything big.
You actually just defined the tree of life.
I think you froze a little bit.
Oh, better?
You guys there? There we go.
There we
go.
See us?
We're good.
Perfect.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I said you just explained the tree of life. That is who we are. It's the expansion of our souls. It's the evolution of consciousness. And we're here to grow every day. And as we shared with you before, it's not being better than anyone else in this world. It's being better than who you were yesterday. Yeah. We don't need to be anyone other than who we are.
I believe too, in terms of being better, it's a collective better. It's a collective growth.
Absolutely.
Because it's like with Harrison and myself, when we work on a script or we're working on whatever it is, the intention that we definitely put into it is that we don't tear each other down. We build.
Yes.
Now that if you're talking about a script, sometimes you're sitting there going, okay, needs to go, wipe it out, change it, we'll do it. But it's building. That's the idea behind it. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it. Sometimes it seems like, well, all my ideas are just thrown out the window, but we're building. And if you continue to do that and you have that intention, you understand that sometimes, whatever it is, you keep building, it's going to push that forward into something that just blossoms like a tree.
Just
I know you froze again.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. How's that?
You froze.
You're still there.
We see you.
You're
a little frozen. You see us? Uh-oh.
Did we lose you? Houston?
What happened?
I don't know.
Are you there?
He may jump back on. We'll hold the space.
We'll hold the space.
But I love because we're live, which is fine, but I love what...
We're back.
Oh, it's all good. You're holding this space, but I just love what you were just sharing. that yes, we're blossoming, we're growing together, but we're growing collectively, and this
Yeah.
is why we're here.
I was going to share
What did you say?
before you go
Yeah,
down
go
that
right ahead.
path. I just want to, I don't want to lose the momentum that we're on, because
Yeah.
Justin, you're exactly right with sharing of the building and setting the intention behind everything. Because even, you know, I've shared with Addison and Jaden, who obviously are younger than you guys, but if we teach the younger children to set intentions before their action. For instance, Addison was having some issues just on the internet, trying to get an answer from someone, and I stopped her and I said, well, what's your intention behind the conversation, the communication? What are you trying to get out of this? What do you want to happen? Let's talk about the intention. And so when she came up with the answer to that, of what her intention was behind that, it all unfolded and happened exactly how she wanted it to unfold. And so,
Perfect.
you know, she smiled, and she had forgot at that moment, because there were like 46 emails going back and forth, and I'm not exaggerating, till she finally remembered, yes, intention. So if we set our intention even as young children, right? Think about eradicating any bullying or anger or frustration, because if we taught them intention to set it before they go into a situation, whether it's with a teacher, another student, a kid at school, whatever they're facing. So I think what you were even saying, that we can carry through to the younger generation.
Absolutely. That's
Definitely. And it's also important too, because sometimes your intention is something that you tend to go around. There's different ways that it might happen, but you have to follow through with that. Understand that where you're going, if one door closes, another one's going to open. You're going to continue to move towards that. So don't get just in terms of that, and younger people, and like learning and truly putting intentions, immediately. Let it work its course, but just keep pursuing what it is that intention is.
That's beautiful. And you're right. That's such a beautiful message. Again, we share, keep opening the doors and walking through. Or as our dear friend Wayne shared with us, hurry up and get the failures out of the way so we can have the success, right? And when we get knocked down,
you can't have success without failure.
No, we can't. When we get knocked down, stand up and push forward even harder, right? And no matter what challenge or obstacle or test is thrown in our past or in our path, something better is coming. It's bringing us to the next place. It's on the journey. We have to believe that and trust it. And I know you do. And
that's life. Life isn't. Life is not an easy thing. It's something that you work and you work and you work and you pursue. But if you understand what you love, if you understand what you want, you can take just about anything you do and work its way towards that. I truly believe that.
It can be easy. It's just how. It's just how we perceive the obstacle, right? It's just our mind is believing something other than what it truly is there for, right? Because as human beings, we're here to go through struggles. That's part of our existence, right? And so that's why it's about, how do we want to perceive the situation, right? So, and guess what? You'll get through it, and you'll get through with it with ease, right? If you look at it and say, aha, that's what had to happen. I know there's something good that's going to come out of it, even though the thought in my mind might be that this is bad, but it's not. Never bad.
My mental strength has grown so much just because of what happened with my feet, for example. You know, originally the doctors didn't know whether I would be able to actually walk.
Mm.
That wasn't something that they knew.
Wow.
I'm incredibly lucky in the fact that I can do all those things. I mean, we went biking, we hiked we hiked, what was it? Almost 2,000, about 1,800 feet the other day on Sunday. And it was, for my feet, it was a breeze.
Wow.
Like, it was awesome. But I know that through that, whatever it is, whatever the hurdle is, you can push through it. You can find a way,
Yeah.
whatever it might be.
Love
So
it.
I love that. I love that. Great.
Anything else? I just
No,
love
I'm
this
full.
conversation.
I
I
know,
know.
it's
Thank you for
I feel pretty whole.
yeah, same. And this conversation was purely about gratitude and such a beautiful gift to share with anyone that sees this. Again, live in that state of gratitude always. If we can just, again, as we say, think about, we opened our eyes this morning, right? Think about how many didn't. We have a roof over our head. Think about how many do not. We have a bed. We're actually able to get out of bed. We are so blessed. And when we can just realize those gifts, those blessings, and how blessed we are, wow. And
Changes your whole day.
it does. And knowing we're here to continue to help others, right? Sharing that
all the
light,
time.
that
Absolutely.
love and kindness, and just thank you for this beautiful call. And I know we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
You are literally stuck with us. And we, as you know, our sign off. We're sending you and your beautiful family blessings and intentions of gratitude, light, and love. We love you. We love you. We love you. We honor you. We honor you. We honor you.
Thank you so much, you guys. What a wonderful talk. I now have an intention to go make a kick-ass salmon on this grill that I'm looking at. So
now, that sounds good, and I'm a little envious.
Can you pass it through?
Can you figure out some way you can beam me up?
I'll tell you what. Let's get some intentions on how we can actually do that, and then we'll get it done.
We're done. It's already happened. We'll make it happen.
If there's someone listening right now that can do that, that has the mind, so I can send my food to people, we already have a business.
I love it.
It's
done.
We'll see you soon. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right.